Matching hundreds. It's a coach. You're immersed in the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Buffalo Bills. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at New Era Field in Orchard Park. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the 7th overall pick in 2018 from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Offense.
And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another 2nd down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their 3rd down defense, right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on 3rd down.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
It is one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at the 23. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
General West. Hey, Delta. 53. Hard. Big grip.
Clock now on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. He's got it at the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
60 outlaw.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is brought in at the 21. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Well, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. It means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
A run for Nick Chubb. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. On the carry, it's Chubb. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Ed Oliver in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Yeah, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Jordan Whitehead there defensively. Defensively, we check the starters now for Denver. They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Allen. And the pressure gets to him again.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's being a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Let's go now. 50, plant.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Ready?
On 1st down, Locke. And he slings one that's incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field, and that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Block going to try and throw on 3rd down. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down? We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. It's caught. Humphries. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. taken in at the 22. Spins by. Oh, fighting off the defender. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now Chubb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
He completes this to Sutton.
I'm going to hit you all night.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lock, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Lock now, hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. Here's Lock to throw, and they take him down. The Bills get to him.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Throwing now is Lock. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Lock. Forced out to his left. And he nearly got the 1st himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker, and it's 4th.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually...
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And he's got some space here. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play here for Buffalo. Give him 52 yards on the ground. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Allen now looks to throw, and he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off. Allen hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's... Third and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to go out of bounds. Gigantic loss. Kept retreating. Steps out. That goes down as a sack and a big loss of yardage. On the ground, it's Chubb. And not much room there, so he'll get it up only to about the 21. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. It's Williams on the catch. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want, not just as a team, but as individuals. He's got to stretch a little bit to get there. That might be what they're talking about during the practice sessions in their meetings. Hey, we can still get this done. Let's go ahead and feed him the ball.
And the offensive line, I'm sure they're well aware of where he stands as well.
They are, and I think for them, it would be an even better accomplishment to get there now, because it seems like a little bit of a reach.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Allen now on 1st down. That'll be complete to Breida. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And the grab by Croft. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So we now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Hey.
From the 29, Locke, and he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. Extra point up and through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Out come the Bills as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. On second down, a run with Breida. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Breida. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. They run with Breida. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Allen to throw it, and that's complete to Croft. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 35.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Throwing now is Allen toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Tyler Croft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Allen now throwing again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On second down now, Laird, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down.
First down, Denver. Let's go, get set by.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Chris Godwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it. Back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Allen's throw is complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To the air, Allen. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tajay Sharp, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills cut into that lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 24. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. They run it again with Williams. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Look at me. Zipper.
Check 24. Check 24.
Now it's the backup Rudolph. And an alley to run. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Back to throw, Rudolph. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the 1st half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Allen, they'll set up a screen for Breida. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Allen. Goodwin able to haul it in. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And again, it's Allen. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Allen again. His throw incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. On first down, Allen, and that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Allen now looks to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Allen. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Breida. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The Bills on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, Dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the Broncos are going to get the football. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On 2nd and 9, Rudolph. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Rudolph. Catch is made. It's Harmon. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Let's go now. 8, read.
Number 53, Mike 53.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb.
Give me some. Give me some.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
Ready, ready.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And they say it's never easy to come into Denver to win because of the altitude. They look pretty comfortable in the altitude.
They certainly did. I'm not quite sure how they got prepared. And it's always been